Hi, it's Renee again, and this is day 4, coping with change. Now, most people think that change is hard, it's difficult, it's lonely, they have a different meaning attached to what does change really mean. And when it's something that they don't want, they can be resistant to it as well. And that's normal. I remember thinking back to, well, how was I going to cope? Who was I going to tell? How would I tell the kids as well? Now, since I started this program and this work, things have changed, and I've now written a book called Why Mummy, Why Daddy. So if you'd like a copy of that, just let me know and I'll send that to you, or I'll provide a link here so that you can go and download that yourself. As far as coping with the change of, the shock, I guess, as I mentioned, is a normal part of all this, of people asking themselves, well, who am I now? I'm not a wife, I'm not the other half, I'm not the missus. It challenges a lot of our identity of who we are at our core, because I've heard it before that a lot of people do take their marriage and their vows seriously. However, if you're the only one doing that in the relationship, it's not very fair, or even is it? And that's why you're here. And still, marriage vows are not about someone staying in pain or in an unhappy state that is causing them dis-ease, unwellness, whatever it is, sadness, keeping them up, stress, all those things. That is not what relationships are about. And I can say that if you do the work and you move forward, that this change can be a good thing for you. You might not see it now. That might be too far on for you, and that's okay. Hope is a good place to start, but having faith and having a mindset that what's meant for you won't go past you, and a belief about that, and a belief that life can happen for you, that if it was meant to last, it would. And that trying to hold on to something and fixing it without the right tools or the skills or somebody helping you, it's never going to last. And sometimes things are meant to just end so you can create a brand new beginning. But I do encourage you to have faith in that, because it will get you a lot further than just hope alone. And just thinking that time alone will help you get through all this is not going to be that helpful either, because what we don't repair, we repeat. And most people aren't aware that second marriages have a higher divorce rate. It's closer to 70% than first marriages. So that does tell us something. And yes, third marriages are more likely to end in divorce as well. But if you've had bad examples of what a relationship is growing up, and I know all our parents did the best they could with what they had at the time. But if you've also have unresolved stuff from your childhood about what your beliefs are, your unconscious core beliefs are about relationships, then maybe this was going to happen anyway. You just didn't know it at the time. And for some people, that is a big awakening for them. But how do you cope? You take one day at a time. You talk to the right people. Now, I may have said this before, I'll probably go on about it later, about who do you talk to, but how you can cope is to take care of you and put yourself a priority. Because it's like if you're flying on a jet plane and they say, parents, if you're traveling with children, put your oxygen mask on first. You have to do that right now so you can take care of your kids and make yourself a priority. Whether it comes down to sleeping, eating, exercising, getting the sun on your skin, doing all those basic things right now. Get off social media. You don't need to share this or air this on there. I know I did once, and that was a mistake that I made, and I do regret doing that. And drinking too much and sending those silly text messages. We're all human, but it's a good thing if you do want to do that. Pause, wait 24 hours, and then think about sending it. And there will be little reality checks along the way when you do have to tell someone, like the school, like the sports teachers, whoever it is that your kids are involved with, that yes, you've now separated. Watch out for the kids. And that's the best thing you can do, is tell the teachers, the people who are around them, to see if your kids their behaviour does change. They lash out, they're not as good at school that they used to be. They're signs to look out for. And you can get through this, and you will. And how you cope is watching where your thoughts go, are on what you want or what you don't want. That is the number one thing I teach everybody, is focus on what you want, focus on what you want. And you just might feel a little bit better. And that's how you can cope, one day at a time. Look at the exercises in this video, in this particular part of the course, and see what you can start doing now to help you cope with the change. And it does get easier.